So there's also a prop. Which half will have more points scored, first or second half? Now, based on what I just said, you would think it would be the first half. But the reason the second half is the favorite there, and by the way, it got bet from $1.25 to $1.65 because it includes overtime. We've seen some overtime in this postseason. We've seen some wild second halves, particularly fourth quarters. So you've also got to be mindful of current trends and things that have happened as well. So,
what would be your take on the first half, second half scoring, Michael?
I think that I think both teams. I think the Bengals particularly. I think if the Bengals win the toss, they should take the ball. I think they know they need to play from in front. I don't think they feel like they can let this offensive line play from behind. And I also think that they're going to be struggling to contain this Ram offense. And so I would take the ball and try to get my 15 best plays and start. But I do think this will be a pace of the game, but also a chance for, will Zach Taylor go for it on fourth down at midfield? I mean, we talked about this yesterday on the show. Evan, with McPherson, he's not going to give up points when he gets inside of 53 yards, 54 yards. He can go kick that. But when he's not quite there, what's he going to do? Is he going to go for it or not? I think that's where we're going to find out, will he wants to be aggressive. So I do think Taylor knows this is not going to be a game that's won 17-14. I don't think it's going to be a defensive standoff. I think this is going to be a little bit like his first Kansas City game. It's going to be some points here, and we're just going to have to get the ball last and win it.
So remember last week, Michael, when we both discussed the Rams sack total as far as the props at 2.5, and we were kind of flabbergasted. It was 2.5 last week, minus 140 to the over.
Yeah.
Guess where it's sitting now?
3.5, 3?
It's, 3.5 is the right answer.
3.5 right now. 3.5 over.
Hey, I'm not trying to. I know that one hurts.
Well, it says there. And we've got the notation. In fact, on the boards behind me here at the supplement, it says compliments of Patrick Meagher.
No, I'm just saying.
That took a lot to type in too.
Thank you.
Usually the baseball box score it takes up the most.
Thank you for the recognition.
Meagher's got a board now too.
So it's up to 3. It's up to 3.5. Where's the juice on that?
It's still trending over.
Michael? If I gave you the Rams 3.5 sacks, what would you say?
I would say, probably that's the right number.
Yeah.
You have to get 4 to win it.
Yep.
You got to get 4 to win it. And if Zach Taylor lets his quarterback get sacked 4 times, then I think their game plan was all wrong, which I don't think it will be. I think they're going to try to get the ball out of his hand quickly. I think there's no doubt you'll see bubbles, screens, you'll see spacing, you'll see all sorts of quick throws. I know Raheem Morris is preparing for that. So, I do think that might be the right number. I think 2.5 was a little light. But look, people have watched this Bengal offensive line play. In spite of Frank Pollock, their offensive line coach at the Bengals, who says, we can block them. They can't block them. They know that. But what I have learned this year is they've been able to get rid of the football way quicker. I mean, we couldn't block in Super Bowl, whatever number it is, when we played Seattle. We really couldn't block their front early in the game. With Averill and Bennett and all those guys they had, we struggled. Our offensive line that year was not very good. And yet Brady was able to get rid of the ball, and we turned the ball over in the red zone, and we did. But once they tired out, that's when you started to see us move the football later in that game. And I think this is what really has to happen for Zach Taylor. He's got to hang around in the first half, right? And then as they tire, be able to put those drives together.
By the way, Rams, 2.5 sacks. Under was favored at 130, and they bet the under, $1.45. So that one was not.
What I'm guessing your most heavily, it's going to be Burrow over, Chase over.
You'd be surprised, and what drives a lot of the statistical props this first week. Public loves to root for points. They love to bet for root for statistics too, but individual statistics are bet by professionals in this first week. They do their handicap, and they formulate their game plan in their mind, and then they're wagering based on that. But it'll also depend on, in our case, what do we post a number, and what does one of our colleagues or competitors out there post it as well, and they just, frankly, there are some middle opportunities out there for folks too. So you'll see maybe they'll bet us over. And under, let's say, the Westgate or stations or somewhere, or vice versa.